everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to a new YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, here we are to continue our AFL 2022 round reviews, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing both AFL 2022 preliminary finals, and this is how we had the grand final decided for season 2022. So not going to waste any time, I'm going to go ahead and hop right into things, but before we do, just have a couple of things to do real quick. So I have a couple of shout-outs to give, and I don't really mind giving out shout-outs. If you want a shout-out, just let me know in the comment section. However, I won't be doing too many shout-outs in certain videos, and yeah, you can't ask for a shout-out to be in a specific video, but I don't mind giving out shout-outs. I don't really mind doing that. So the first shout-out is to Shannon Humphries, so shout-out to Shannon Humphries. And the second one is to Sports Kid 12. So yeah, I don't mind giving out shout-outs. So shout-out to Shannon Humphries and Sports Kid 12. And let's go ahead and hop on with today's video. So, of course, this week of footy, the preliminary finals were some of the biggest weeks we've had all season, as, of course, the grand final is decided by this week of footy right here. The two games in the preliminary final week decides the grand final, and that is exactly what happened in the two games that we had, which were Geelong and Brisbane and Sydney versus Collingwood. First game, very interesting. Geelong 18-12, 120 smash the absolute living out of the Lions, 7-7-49 after Brisbane last week against Melbourne. Well, in the semi-final against Melbourne, had a really good game of footy. They overturned their MCG hoodoo. They beat one of the best four teams in the competition, and they did it at the MCG. They were brilliant. But yeah, in this game, the Cats absolutely shut them down. They didn't let them use the corridor, which is what the Lions did so well against the Demons to break them up. But yeah, this time, that wasn't going to work past a very, very, very good Geelong Cats outfit. They absolutely smashed them by 71 points. And you really do feel like now they do go in grand final favourites. And you feel like, well, they are very deserving to go in grand final favourites. Their streak is still going. And oh boy, a couple of people thought Brisbane were actually going to win. Most of us thought it was going to be a close game. We got nothing near that. Look, from half-time really, even though, look, it was still like a 4-goal game at half-time. Well, 5 goals really, but you just felt that the Cats were well on top. 7-7 to 3-1, you could just tell they were all over the lines. And then the third quarter, the game's over at 3-quarter time, and the Cats just keep going in the last to register a monstrous win. And, of course, head through the grand final. Alright, second preliminary final between Sydney and Collingwood was the other game to decide who was going through to the grand final. Sydney 14-11-95, beat Collingwood 14-10-94, the Swans by 1. But, oh boy, Collingwood did make Sydney work for that win. Even though the Swans did own a fair portion of this game, the Collingwood Footy Club never led. But they were always there, they were always around, and even when Sydney just felt like they get the goal to put the margin back to 25 points, Collingwood just kept on charging, and it was a really fascinating game of footy. Now, Sydney, they owned the first half, and if they hadn't have gotten out to any sort of lead in that first quarter, well, in the first half, Collingwood would have won. They would have gone, oh, well, we'll just win by 30 points. But no, Sydney got out to a really good lead, and they looked really good. But in the second half, it was a bit of a weird scene, because in the second half, it looked like the Swans were tied for the whole half of footy, which is a bit unusual to see a team run out in the second half and in that third quarter and just be tied is interesting. It's something that you don't see very often. It can be that last quarter where the wear and tear starts to come in. But yeah, for Sydney, it almost felt like it was happening in that third quarter. That's where Collingwood made up a little bit of ground. They came back a little bit closer, made up just a bit of ground. And then in the last quarter, things get really interesting. They kick the first goal. Sydney respond back to make the margin 21 points. And then the Pies kick the last 1, 2, 3 goals to almost come, well, they come rampaging home. And they fall short by 1 point because a desperate Sydney save the day twice. And then they end up getting the chocolates and head through the granny. Grand Final, Geelong and Sydney is what's going to be happening for the 2022 AFL Grand Final. There is going to be a full AFL 2022 Grand Final preview. It's going to be really in-depth. Pretty much similar to what I did for the 2021 Grand Final preview. It's going to be massive. It's going to have everything that you need to know about the Grand Final, where it is, what time it starts at. and some other, all the good stats and all that. It's going to be a massive video, that one. So if you're not subscribed and you'd love to see that video, make sure to hit the subscribe button so then you do not miss it, because it will be an absolute banger. And I'll have some really good videos planned to come up in the upcoming future, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see them. Preliminary finals were epic. The Cats by 71, the Swans by 1. It'll be a Geelong versus Sydney grand final on Saturday the 24th of September. Massive scenes, and I feel like it's got a bit of time. Let's just walk through the finals once more again. The Lions got over the Tigers by 2 in the first week. The Swans booked a home prelim against Collingwood by beating the D's by 22. The Cats got over the Pies by 6 to book their prelim. The Dockers beat the Dogs by 13 in a monumental comeback at Optus. The Lions broke their MCG hoodoo against the Demons to see them eliminated from the competition. The Lions moved on to the prelim final against the Cats. They won by 13 points. And the Pies said goodbye to the Dockers and goodbye to champ David Mundy as they won by 20. Stormed into the prelim and almost stormed home against the Swans. Fell short by 1 point. Meanwhile, the Cats easily got over a very brave Brisbane side this final series. They won by 71, and of course, next Saturday the 24th of September, is where the final part, the ending of the 2022 AFL final series will happen. The winner will be crowned, and oh man, it is going to be massive. Full grand final preview will be out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so then you guys can never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.